Call the meeting back to order. And 9.4, Infrastructure Operations Sustainable Services Growth Fund. Get right to the point if you can.
I will get to the point, Council. So basically, if Council recalls, at the end of last fiscal year, we were awarded a grant for the province, as was every other municipality. Ours was to the tune of $672,021. The direction was that we can spend it on some specific sort of infrastructure projects, and so at that point council didn't determine a plan as to where to allocate those funds. Since then we've received a request to submit a progress report, which requires us to understand what projects we want to use that money for.
Hard to get from progress if you don't even know what you're doing.
Exactly. So what we need to be able to do for that report is to include brief project descriptions, estimated costs, and project outcome indicators.
Yeah.
So in the report you can see, and the obvious sort of indicators relate to, so the water, wastewater, and so on. The sort of standard indicators as to, you know, length of pipe or whatever, so we can sort of qualify it that way. So basically what we're looking for is how council would like to allocate that funds. We have included some current projects that the funds could be applied to, but if council has something else that they wish to use it for that fit the program parameters, then by all means we can do that. The use of the funds is for sort of fixed tangible assets, purportedly that relate to housing and that kind of development for the most part. The curious thing about this program too is that the usual stacking requirements around provincial and federal components don't apply. So we can commit this funds to a project that we already have a municipal contribution. So for example, the ICIP projects, we could sort of replace our commitment to those projects with this money instead, which would then free up that funds for something else.
Yeah.
So the suggested, I mean, again, so those possible projects are listed on page 3 of the report. So we could apply it to the next phase of the Wild Rose accessibility work. Some wastewater projects, the Village of Chester collection system expansion, or the treatment plant upgrades, or we could apply it to the Otter Point rehabilitation work we're doing there, or we could apply it to the active transportation, the phase 2 of the sidewalks in Hubbards, Western Shore, and New Ross. So those are the kinds of things that would fit, any one of those. The accessibility would sort of commit to about half of that available funds. So then you'd still have to make a decision what to do with the other half. The other ones, the wastewater projects and the active transportation project, would readily consume that 672,000 plus interest by the end of fiscal year 2025.
We're going to do them all. It's just a question of which part of the money comes in. Right?
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
That's
so
exactly it.
If I could,
Wastewater.
if I could speak for on the Wild Rose project, because it's in my area, and I know that we have to make our municipal properties accessible,
That's right.
and this is part of this plan. And I see what this will probably take half of the funds that are in there, but we're going to have to take the funds from somewhere. And this project, based on that, you know what has to be done there. You know exactly what has to be done there. So I would advocate to have the money spent there, the 300,000. That's all I'll say.
I don't really care.
No, neither
Just
do I,
like
because we're going to do them all one way or the other. Just a question of which part of the money you take. So take whatever one's
Just a
work
shell
the best for you.
Well, we just need council's sort of resolution on that. So I have to determine that the plan submitted is sort of supported by council.
So that one on the active transportation, you're saying, doesn't make any difference. That'll take all the money.
Okay, we'll do that. So I'm hearing Wild Rose Park accessibility, active transportation, sidewalks.
Yeah. Motion,
Second.
discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion carried.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Jonathan. All right, now we.
Oh.
He's back.
J-Class Dam Road.
All right.
Here, I don't think we should do any. Because it's too much trouble.
Walker Road should be number one.
All right, so then, we took instruction from the last meeting,
I'm glad you even knew what your instructions were.
and we simply applied the condition of the road surface. We took out everything else and said which ones are the worst top 10. Now the reason why there's two tables is one is asphalt only surfaces, which doesn't include the gravel, and table B does include the gravel, so that's why you see some different names on there.
Table A. Let's do it.
Which one?
Table A.
Okay.
Just a second.
I agree.
Table A, suits
I'll
me.
move that we recommend to transportation, the roads that are listed in table A.
Seconder,
Second.
discussion?
No, yes. My computer doesn't work, so I can't access it. So
Okay.
I just went down to tech and they can't fix it. And Pam couldn't fix it, I'm only left with,
I'm kind of hoping.
thank you. So I'm looking for the hard copy here.
So Walker Road is number 6. If that helps.
Table A, the motion that we have on the floor is Stevens Road, Regis Hill, Forest Village, Chester Dens, Vaughan Road, Walker Road, Main Street, Queen Street, Central Street, and Victoria Street.
I've got to tip my hat to Councillor Vino, we've got that Stevens Road on number 1 on the.
That's not what he wanted, he wanted Chester.
I wanted Chester Downs up there, but you know what, I'm tired of
We can't,
arguing
it's
about it.
a
It's on the list at least.
You have to submit something
We're gonna pick
today.
whatever we want anyway.
Well, it was interesting, we've had a lot of discussion on this, and I discovered something last meeting. that I'm gonna drop this computer, but Andre and Abdullah were right.
He was right.
I'm usually right.
The system that we had doesn't work. And I also learned something else last week, that the criteria was our criteria. I always thought it was criteria that came from staff. This is our criteria.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, we have no criteria. I think we should have Walker Road 1, one of your Chester Downs 2, Swinnermer Road 3, and the rest just throw them in a hat. This is as good a system as we have. I mean, it's a crapshoot.
Anyway, we have a vote. Thank you for your comments. Anybody else have any comments on the?
Yes, I'd just like to say that, Derek, to your comment.
Is that what you've been advocating for like 3 meetings?
Yes, and I'm still gonna advocate. My plan is to each councillor pick 2 roads in their district.
Well, we had a slight discussion after the last fiasco,
Yeah.
where we had a perfectly good road at number 3. And everybody, I think, agrees that it doesn't work, so we have no, as far as I'm concerned, we have no criteria.
Well, that's right, so,
So system.
yeah.
Still gotta go by condition and other factors, and we talked briefly about 1, 2, 3. Walker Road, Chester Downs, Swimmer Road.
But,
So where did that discussion?
so to me, if I pick 2 roads in my
I
area,
pick 2, we're not gonna pick 2, we're not.
because just the way it works, because she has no, Tina has no J-class roads.
You're gonna do it.
So you got 6, we can fight that out, is what I'm saying. But I'm very comfortable that if I pick 2 roads to submit to the list, that I can go back to my residents and feel comfortable about that decision. Now, if other councillors can't, well, that's up to them. But we're going and telling the staff to do 85 different things and wasting staff time.
Yeah, so we're gonna eliminate all that.
I would.
Yeah, so we're.
Well, we can do that for next year. Right
No,
this
right
minute,
now we
we've
can't.
got to do
I
something.
understand that, we can't, we have to submit. So,
And this is our last
I don't
day
know.
doing it.
To me, if you're in the top 10, they're gonna pick one of those. Whether we rank it 1 or 2 or 3
They'll
or
pick what they
whatever,
want.
I don't even know that it matters all that much to them.
They just need 10 roads.
They just need 10
Well,
roads,
the
so,
motion is just.
that's just, so, you know,
Well, the motion
you got
is to submit
Vaughan Road in there, you happy with Vaughan Road?
table A.
you know what? I'd sooner pick table B.
Well, you just made a motion to submit
These are motions on
table
the
A.
floor, so.
I have a motion on the floor to submit table A.
We do have one, don't we? We've got a motion.
We do?
Yes. There is a motion to submit table A.
Well, we can always vote against the motion. Put another motion on
Absolutely
the
you
table.
can, but I'm going to call for a vote here very shortly. Unless somebody is.
So we're gonna submit the entire 10, right?
Well, sure.
Yes.
And then the province picks what they want, if they pick
And
any.
most of our bad roads are there in that list for once.
Yes.
For once, the top 10 actually
Yeah.
sort of makes sense, so I'm okay with it.
But not in the right or well.
The order doesn't
The
matter.
order, no, the province picks what they want anyway.
The order doesn't
I'll
matter.
get,
I would
you got
advocate
6 here, Derek.
table
You
10.
ever see that show, Who's Line in It Anyway, and they, in the end of the day, they decide who's the winner, but it doesn't matter? It's like this. This is what this is.
Yes.
We're all winners here. We got a road, yay.
All those in favor of the motion? Opposed? Motion's carried.
That was easy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Submitted.
I actually want to make a comment about the J exercise. I would suggest that when NSFM does a call for success stories to be highlighted at their conferences, that the Municipality of Chester might put forward what not to do. This has been an exercise
Utility.
in futility. Thank you, staff.
We
Yeah, you
apologize.
guys, yeah. That's why when Manny came to work here, he had a full head of hair. You didn't know that, did
It
you?
was like a young Michael Jackson.
I was blonde.
Okay, 9.6.
Thank you, I can see.
Pleasure Meadow landfill phase 2 upgrade.
Should I sit?
Sure.
Hopefully this will be a quick one. This is for our Phase 2 leachate treatment plant upgrade project. Basically last November you approved to go ahead with the design construction phase. Tender was prepared, posted and closed on October 12th. We had 3 companies bid. Mid-Valley is our lowest bid. We need this upgrade to keep operating and keep within our approvals. Our recent cell construction 3B was constructed, cell 4A is built to the max. And these upgrades, as you can recall maybe, were the equalization lagoon, some new aeration and retention for the retention and equalization lagoons, and to work at the lift station as well. So blah, blah, blah. Process for landfill development beyond the initial 4 cells is underway, and this particular work will also handle that adequately for the next bunch of cells, 4 cells. So I'm just running through real quick, sorry. So we had estimated, we didn't know at the time because it was based on preliminary design, 2 million. A number of years have since gone by, and as you know, everything has gone up in price. So our lowest bidder price is $3,288,100 net HST. That funding was coming from borrowing, so to do this project, I would need to request an additional basically 1.3 million net HST. So the recommended motion is, it is recommended that the Municipality of Chester award the construction of the Phase 2 leachate treatment plant upgrades to Mid-Valley Construction in the amount of $3,288,100 net HST.
Krista, can I just ask a question about, with how are cells doing out there as far as getting loaded up with stuff? Are you?
Well, they're loaded.
I know they
We have
are.
a brand new one wide open. ready
Oh,
to go.
the new one's wide open, oh, okay.
Yeah, and we're just tapping into
This is all
the,
new.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
what-
say, yeah, okay,
yeah.
yeah, the new one's open.
yeah, so we're good for a few years, yeah.
And we have to meet the requirements of our
We
permit.
do, we can't, we can't wait any
Motion to
longer.
approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
One comment here,
Oh,
is that
sorry.
I think that we're gonna consistently see,
Higher.
much higher than our budgeted
Yeah.
amounts for these
Yeah.
projects, and I think this council needs to think hard about coming up with a strategy to try to mitigate that. It's gonna become a threat as we do more and more infrastructure projects, and we've gotta come up with a plan again.
I know
Sort of
Tara
deliberate.
as suggested last time, is going to get into discussions with other municipal units about the,
Coming up with something.
yeah.
Yeah.
All those in favor? Opposed, motion's carried.
Thank you.
We have our sewer department, build sewers.
East River Point, consideration of land sale.
That is me. So if you recall, we received a letter of offer to purchase PID 606284868. This is a 3-acre property in East River Point. We can't discuss the details of that as in camera. However, as a result of that letter of offer, it triggered this process. So because we received this property in the subdivision approval process under the MGA, and I have the the section in the RFP, we have to essentially issue a notice to the other residents in the subdivision that council is intending to consider this sale. And so this gives an opportunity for residents in the subdivision to come forward. They can either come on the day of the council meeting, so this was advertised in the notice, which is attached to this RFP, or submit written correspondence. In this package, there is some written correspondence attached to this letter. There is some concern in the written correspondence around maintaining that as a green space, concern around reducing more of the trees in the area, and around the increase of traffic in the, with the commercial traffic that's happening on Endeavour Avenue in particular from the shipyard. So you guys have that in the package, and that is for your consideration. What we're looking for today is a decision on whether or not council wants to proceed with the sale process. And we're recommending that that process is open to receive offers from anybody.
Yeah.
Those offers would be received in camera and decided that the decision to sell would have to be a public one first.
Yes.
What do we want to do?
Well, the picture we got here, is that the property?
No,
No?
No.
that's other land that's owned, I think, by the person that intends to purchase.
Okay, I'm just, what's this picture?
I think they put it in as an example of what could happen to the property,
Yeah,
of what they don't want to continue to
So,
have.
yeah, so the person that wishes to purchase has cleared other adjacent lands. And
That's what
I think that the neighbors are concerned that they're gonna, this land will get flagged as well. Now, I don't really begrudge anyone for developing their own lands. If it's their land, it's within their right to do so, they can take all the trees they want. The question is, do we want to sell this land adjacent to neighbors and potentially allow that to happen? This was given to the municipality as parkland through the subdivision process. Sounds like those neighboring this potential development wish it to remain parkland. That's what I'm hearing so far.
Derek?
Was it just one letter, Aaron?
No, I think there
There are
are,
three limits
Yeah.
attached to it.
yeah.
So there'd be 3 landowners of impact. Basically, have we heard from all the landowners that have surrounded this?
That's all we've heard of, but they all were mailed this
Yeah.
letter of a notice, so they would have all received notice and had the opportunity
And we
to.
only heard from 3.
Yes.
But why did we have this set aside in the first place?
So we received it as part of the subdivision, it was a requirement under the subdivision
Give us
bylaw.
cash or give us land.
But it has been deemed as surplus land, that there is no future recreational use for it. So it is just sitting there as a green.
So they
space.
could have given us cash and developed that lot presumably. If it
They
was-
could have, yeah.
At the time, yeah.
And we have no idea, has someone made, I know the shipyard people want to buy it. Have they made, is that what I've heard? Did we get an offer from them?
Well, the offer is received in camera,
Yeah.
so we can't discuss it.
Yeah, but we did, we got an offer from them.
Yeah, we got
They
an
wanna
offer.
buy.
And I have no idea that.
And it's up to us, do we want to sell
We'd have to put it out to everybody,
Yeah.
wouldn't
You're
we?
selling necessarily to
No.
them.
It goes
it? No,
down.
it would go up for
Yeah.
public
Public
auction.
auction.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
But do we want to keep it or do we want to get rid of it?
So we're here from staff, we have no use for it, is that right?
That's correct.
Well, then sell it.
Yes, we got a lot of surplus land.
And the people down there don't want to have it as a park, they don't, maybe they'll want it.
They don't want it. They
They just
don't
don't
want
want
it.
it.
Developed,
They
yeah.
don't want someone else to, please.
Lots of people want stuff.
I know, just, this is some of this was in camera and I don't recall it, so it's pretty safe. Is the amount that we would sell it for set, or would someone,
No, it'd be open for bids.
would someone offer us an amount? Do we have to get an appraisal of some sort on it?
It has been appraised, yes,
Okay.
recently. I think it was.
So
in-
presumably, if we got offers that are less than the appraisal, we can refuse
You don't
them.
have to.
We don't have to accept them anyway.
Oh, I think put it out for sale then. We don't have to.
The thing is, we were happy to hold it, we were holding it until this particular
Person came
person
along and wanted it.
came, that the person of question came in and asked about it. We were fine holding it. Everybody was fine. Now, the ask has been made and we said, okay, yeah, sure, but we're gonna have to advertise it and everybody has their chance. And the neighbors aren't real keen on that. But we were fine, everybody was fine until this came up.
Doesn't cost us much of anything to keep it, it's just a question of what we want to do.
But that happens to all
No, we
pieces
have
of
no
land.
use for
We just keep them, and then if somebody comes forth with an interest, we say, oh, well, maybe we can sell that if we're not doing anything
On
with it.
occasion, we'll actually purge some on our own, like through our own means if we decide that it's surplus, but we only had a look at it when the request came in, I think.
I think we need to go into camera and to find out the ins and outs, don't you?
Well, there's nothing to find out, we already know it all, it's just a question, do we want to be bothered to sell it, or do we want to just keep it for no reason?
I'd like to know
and just-
what
But
the
I mean,
assessment
it
is.
doesn't matter to us.
The thing is the money we're gonna get meaningful?
Well, that's why I wanted to go in camera.
Or we
I
better
have
sort of
no
keep it
idea.
as a green space?
Well, it'll go into the pot of money that's used for recreational open space policy. Yeah, so whatever, that's what it's for.
Okay, so it's got a certain pot to go in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All good information.
I'll make a motion to go in camera.
What for?
Well, isn't that what you wanted to know?
No, I wanna know, we wanna know.
Yeah, but,
whether
okay,
we're
so we
gonna-
don't know what we're gonna get for, we don't want to assess that? I
Well,
don't
no, but you never will.
Let's
We-
put it
we've
on.
already been
Let's
told all that.
Put it on the market and it'll come back. We
But I thought
Make
she
a
just said it was,
decision.
I thought Aaron just said it was appraised.
It has been appraised.
And we've already been told that before we decided to do any of this.
I don't remember that, but
The appraisal is just to give us a benchmark to compare the offers.
Then when the offer comes in, we need to make a decision to accept the offer or
Or
not.
not.
So the question is, are we gonna just not bother, or are we gonna put it out for sale, or put it out for bids?
I'm not really thrilled about selling this.
Okay, that's one opinion, what does the rest of you wanna do? We gotta get,
I don't care.
I don't care either, one way or the other. Since
Well,
one have to-
I don't particularly, I mean, I might change my mind if I saw someone give us $1 million for it, you know, put it towards the sewer or something. We can't do that.
No, it's for recreational purposes.
Yeah. So, I think we should keep it personally.
Okay, we're gonna keep it, we're not gonna be bothered to sell it.
So, just,
If we had no objections, I might have considered, but we got 3 people who are objecting, and the set aside as a
But I
green
feel
space.
like that's a fairly high response rate. Usually,
In a place like that.
usually we have complete apathy.
Nobody gives a shit.
Like 3 responses on that, out of the whatever handful of people we asked, that's actually a fairly high response rate.
so it was only a handful of people that were.
Well, how many did we do?
20-ish, I think it was 20, I can.
That's pretty
So
good.
3 out of 20 are back and they want to keep it because they're next to it. I'm guessing, right? They're next to it.
Just a-
So, again, just for consistency of decision-making going forward, when we hear from 3 people, in terms of
That's not how I do it. I just,
decision-making here at this table, and
I know what's gonna
the
happen.
fact that the monies go into, our pool of available money for recreational opportunities, and we make those decisions when it comes to purchasing land or other opportunities for the greater good. Yeah.
There's a real potential. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, the council for the area doesn't want it sold. If it was me, I would ask for support of my fellow councilors.
That's
He
sort of
doesn't
where
want
I
it
am.
sold,
Yeah.
and I'm more than willing to support because he doesn't
Very
feel.
good.
He doesn't, yeah.
You're.
Yes, land in his
Well,
district.
That's fine with me, Andre, yeah.
Doesn't matter much to
Well,
us.
this guy's my client and I'm voting not in favor. I can't, I got.
Somebody make a motion to not sell.
So moved.
Move, second, discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, motion
That
carries.
was
Not for
unanimous,
sale.
that's good.
He's gonna be mad at me.
He might be a customer.
He might not be. Well, I can't help it.
No.
That's not for sale, that's all that's
That's right.
good.
People
That's
don't
going
want it.
forward, though.
Why we wasted our time doing it all.
It's quote.
No, that's right.
It's going to impact those.
Okay, 10.1. Senior planner, no discussion of environment climate change regarding the launch of consultation coastal property owners on how to plan and adapt development along the coastline. There's no decision needs to be made.
Nope, it's just for correspondence, and we'd ask that you
You're just
guys,
telling us it's taking place.
yeah, and just to essentially distribute it to your coastal property owners in your districts.
Is this the
for-
same thing we got in the mail?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, they've been targeting coastal property owners directly, but they are taking feedback from anybody, so.
Okay, so we don't need to do anything other than whatever you want to do. Okay, 10.2, Katie Hurdle, 4-H Nova Scotia, with information on November being National 4-H Month of Canada. Well, there you go, now you know it is.
We proclaim.
There's no
There was
decision.
a request for,
Oh, request.
color, showing your color.
Oh.
They asked us to put lights up in green.
Oh, okay, well, you guys can do that. Yep, they'll put lights up in green.
What lights?
National 4-H thing.
Do we have lights?
Yeah, we got some kind of door lights we put up, different colors depending on what's going on. They'll look after it.
Good enough.
Okay.
Next.
Oh, correspondence to the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Bill 340. And it's, again, there's no action required, it's just information. Okay, 10.4. Yes, I guess that is. Letter from Minister of Nova Scotia Municipal Affairs regarding service exchange agreement.
Quite the letter.
Okay.
So can I just ask something on that? I can't remember, I know that our letter was discussed here and it was circulated. I can't find my paper copy of the letter that we sent back based on our thoughts on this. I'm wondering if you could flip that to me again.
Yep.
Please and thank you. And also too, the fact that I've mentioned it, if that could be scanned possibly and included as part of our, because some others are asking me about this because they're seeing it on the news. They're wondering what's happening around.
Cape Breton?
Yes, exactly, and our thoughts on it. And I know that you shared with us Kings County Municipal Unit and some others. And at that time, I did ask if those letters that were copied on to the warden, possibly the CAO, if they could be copied to. So yeah, so part two of my question would be is I would like to receive those other copies as well. Because I don't know that, I don't know where the majority of Nova Scotia sits. I think I know, but I don't know.
For the most part, people were opposed to taking on more roads.
That's what-
Other than that, they didn't have any problem with the service exchange agreement.
That's what I thought, that the
Yeah.
majority were opposed.
Yeah.
And yet that's not what we're hearing on the news necessarily when
It's all Cape Breton.
Minister Lohr is talking about CBRM, and I don't think it's really fair.
They're not even talking about the roads piece, they're
I
talking
know.
about the whole funding
Yeah.
scheme.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
And my understanding, and I'll be corrected if I'm wrong, is the roads are gonna remain as they are. We aren't gonna be given anymore.
Any more funding to it, Alan?
I don't know whether they're gonna increase the funding, but I know that we're not gonna be in that place where we have to take over any of these other ones and do stuff.
Can I just make one little comment? It's late, I know we got no time, blah, blah. The thing that bothers me about this whole conversation about the municipal service exchange is that they did the consultation with a chosen group who were sworn to secrecy, basically, and then they didn't actually take the recommendations of that group. And then when they went out, it wasn't what they proposed back wasn't the recommendation of the group, and they lobbied individual councillors or wardens, mayors instead of council. They didn't discuss with councils themselves. So it was all fragmented the whole way through. It was a kind of a fake consultation.
Does that shock you?
And that, I think, is why there's a lot of distrust around this whole process, is because it was an improper consultation.
It was.
They knew what they wanted to do before they consulted, Andre. That's what the government does.
Anyways, that's all I want to
If
say.
I didn't know people, I wouldn't know what.
Yeah, I found it interesting that the letter was sent to individual councillors, earlier in the week,
They sent it to
referencing that they had sent it to the CAO.
CAOs.
I know, and yet, so it's that added layer of lobbying, individual municipal
Asking
councillors.
CAOs to write letters, I mean, that doesn't come from CAOs, it comes from councils.
No,
It's crazy.
I don't, yeah,
Anyways,
Smoke
that's
and
all I have to
mirrors.
say, just to, whatever.
smoke and mirrors.
Okay, 11.1, corporate strategic management, economic development sponsorship.
This is a quick one, so
Yeah.
it's just letting council know of a recent sponsorship that was granted to Lunenburg County Sport Heritage Society for their induction ceremony, and also there are 2 tickets as part of the sponsorship, so if anyone is interested in attending, to please let me know.
Okay, let her know if you want to go. Okay, 11.2, road name assignment. This usually goes reasonably well.
This will be a fast one too. New private road name in Windsor Road. The road name is Bear Ridge. It's unique to Nova Scotia, and there have been no objections from the fire department or public works.
I'll move that we approve the name.
Second.
You go ahead.
Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, motion carried, now you go. Okay, 11.3, district grant request. Together we can Community Society Halloween event and Christmas wreaths.
That's in my district.
Yep.
A motion to approve. Oh, sorry.
Just before you make that motion, the request was for $1,800 after
Yes.
there's not that much money left in the account for District 5. So I would say there's a
Revised amount, so.
That would be for $1,690 as opposed to.
That's all you can give me.
That's my motion.
We have a second.
That's what you meant to say.
That's what I meant to say.
Seconder for the motion. Discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion's carried.
Your Visa card's max.
Okay.
I don't have a Visa card.
11.4, I'm appointing Andre, Sharon, and Floyd to the nominating committee.
All right.
Okay.
Congratulations.
And that is the end of business. So a motion to go in camera.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor?
So yesterday was my last